And I'm Jasmine.
And this is Youth Voices for Cincinnati. Today we have a very special guest, Greg Oshita. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, first of all, thank you for inviting me to the show today. As far as my background, I've been a career coach for 23 years now. I've helped a lot of people in their search for new jobs or new opportunities. So from that standpoint, I'd like to think I know what I'm talking about because I've been doing it a long time.
What got you interested in it?
I actually fell into it. I've had 3 careers. My first career was basically working for a toxicology laboratory and testing different products before they came on the open market. The second was with a water treatment company where we improved the water quality for drinking and for showering and everything. And then the third one was with a consulting firm, and that's the most recent opportunity. I worked there for 17 years. I've been on my own for 6. So been doing it a long time, have thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoy helping people who are going through a crisis of losing their jobs.
Do you know how many people you've helped?
Whoa. Well, that's a great question. I mean, it really is. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I probably have helped thousands of people over 23 years.
That's amazing.
Because in the company that I work for, we had people continuously coming in. And that was very exciting. It was sort of sad because a lot of them did not want to lose their job. But unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond their control, they really couldn't do anything.
Is there any special encounters you've had with a person where it was extra touching?
Yes, I've had several situations where the individuals were really going through a real tough time. They didn't have much money saved and they needed to find a job as quickly as possible. And that can be very stressful for everybody, including the career coach. So one person that comes to mind would actually break down crying in my office because we always met behind closed doors for privacy. And everything we discussed was confidential. Nothing went outside the office. And so it was rewarding in the standpoint of you had to encourage them, coach them, teach them on how to find a job. And then when they went out, if they got their nose bloodied, so to speak, they came back and then you talk them off the ledge and you'd say, well, here's some things you might want to consider next time. And then the best part is when they found a job, because then their face would light up and they'd be happy and everything else.
When you started working the job, was it something you ever imagined you'd do?
Actually, no. The only reason I got into it was because I had lost my job twice. And I know what people go through, the emotions, the stress, not only for themselves, but for their families, and the pressures of putting food on the table and everything. So, but I'd like to think that the company that I worked for previously, we taught them the best way to build a resume, best way to interview, best way to look for a job, best way to network, so forth and so on. So in a way, it's been very rewarding.
When you help somebody, what do you get out of it? If you don't mind me asking, how does the pay come to you? Because they're not paying to get the job, so.
No, that's a great question. The individual is not paying to get the job, but their former company where they worked would send them to the company I worked for. And we were paid by the company I worked for to coach them. So you asked, what do I get out of it? I get the satisfaction of knowing that they are happy, they hit their goal, they are now excited about their next opportunity. But also I have a lot of relationships here, a lot of, I would say, a network here. that I built simply from people who came into our office. So I look at it as not short time interaction with individuals. I look at it as forming relationships, forming friendships, and so fortunately, knock on wood, I have really been lucky.
What's your favorite part of your job?
Building the friendships and the relationships with the people. You know, when people lose their jobs, they come in and they say, "What can you do for me? What are you going to do for me? You know, are you going to help me find a job?" and so forth. And the company I worked for, we were not looking for jobs for them. We were teaching them how to find a job. So you first have to build their trust. You have to gain their trust and earn their respect, so to speak. And from that standpoint, once you do that and they see that you know what you're talking about, then they build confidence in the individual coach, if they were working with me, and the reward and satisfaction of that relationship of give and take is really what's important to me.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
It's my pleasure.
And thank you for watching. Come see us next time.